Today I am talking with Kim Polatas. She is a volunteer over at Shelter Care. Kim, how are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
I am good. Go ahead and just share with our viewers, for someone who's never heard of Shelter Care, the short 30-second version of what Shelter Care does.
Yeah, Shelter Care works with youth and family in crisis all throughout Summon County. They specifically have different programs to meet different age groups. So they have a drop-in center over in the North Hill area that works with homeless and at-risk youth. They have a teen maternity home in Talmadge that works with young moms and their babies. They have group homes. They have counseling. They just try to fill the need of any of the families or youth in the area that need some extra support and some help while they're in crisis mode.
Yeah, I've had a chance a couple times to be a part of events and things going on, and I've walked through the drop-in center, and really they do just amazing work, and it is absolutely a need filled in the Akron community because there's not much like it going on where I believe, isn't it 16 to 25?
24, I believe.
So don't count me on that, but around that age group where they can just walk in and get the support that they need.
Yes.
A hot meal,
laundry. There's a food pantry. They can take food home. There's computers. There's job help. There's housing support. There's just, any kind of wraparound service that you can think of that a homeless youth would need, Shelter Care can provide.
Yeah, I think that's just a really beautiful service for our Akron community. And so a way that you could support is through this fundraiser that's coming up.
Right.
And so share with us about the fundraiser.
So on October 3rd at Guy's Party Center, we are going to have the third annual Dave Fair Legacy fundraiser. Dave Fair is the founder of Shelter Care back in 1972, so they've been around for a while. And the theme of this year is "And You Gave." And it's kind of this idea of, we talked about the maternity home. So you have a teen mom, and you gave, so that mom had the love and the stability that she can then pass on to her child, or the homeless youth, and you gave, and they could have a hot meal, they could have counseling support, they can have showers. If you think about living on the street, sometimes, there's really no place
Right.
to be.
Yeah.
So, and they have clothing, and you gave for kids that are in crisis and just need to be in a supportive home environment. The group home program is always a great support. So it's kind of along that concept of coming together and supporting the organization. And as we give, then you're directly impacting the lives of a lot of families and children in the area.
Right. Absolutely. And so this is happening October 3rd, Guy's Party Center, 5:15 p.m. What will be going on that night?
So one fun thing that is new this year is the Big Dipper competition. So a lot of times you go to these events and you have, the appetizers are circulated around the room, like, on the little trays or at a buffet. Well, we decided to shake it up a little bit and then invite individuals and community groups to come, bring their best dip that they have the old family recipe and they want to make this dip. They can come and they can be entered into this contest that our guests will go around, sample the appetizers, and we will judge them, and they can win the Big Dipper competition.
Okay, this is fun. So I was thinking it was any appetizer. It's actually not. It's just dip. Okay, this is super fun. So they're going to make their best dip. I love that. Old family recipes, maybe something that they've been making for years, and they could bring that. So an individual could come, or if a couple people together want to come and sign up.
Club or a Rotary Club, or maybe your life group, or, something like that from church, small group. And businesses can get involved and put out their marketing material around the table and, get a little promotion that way as well. So lots of fun ways to be involved with that part.
Absolutely. So backing up real quick, we'll go to the businesses in a minute. If someone wants to participate in that Big Dipper competition, how can they sign up?
The easiest way is to go to the Shelter Care website, sc72.org.
Okay.
Or if you Google "And You Gave, Give Smart," there's a very particular fundraising page that you can click on, the little Big Dipper competition. It has all the details of what to bring and how to do it and how to sign up. And the deadline to be involved in that is September 13th.
Okay. So you have to do that a little bit sooner.
Yes, next 2 weeks. Next week is September. Yes.
And other ways to be involved, you have individual tickets.
Yes.
And then you were also mentioning that businesses could come.
Yes. Yeah. So if a business would want to do the Big Dipper competition, they could do that. They can sign up and have something there and have their marketing material out and for the guests to see. Or you could be a sponsor. We always, fundraising events are always more successful when we have strong sponsorships because that helps pay for the event.
Yes, absolutely.
The proceeds can go to the organization. This year we have great sponsors like the Maynard Family Foundation, County Executive Eileen Shapiro, the ADM board. We have great sponsors. Children's Services always sponsors it. So you can jump in with big names like that.
Yes. Be a sponsor.
Name out there, showing that you are, making a change by giving, that you're directly impacting families and youth in crisis.
Wonderful. So again, people can go to the website.
Yes. Or the Facebook page.
A wonderful Facebook as well.
Yes.
Easy peasy. So what's the Facebook page?
Oh, I was afraid you were going to ask me that.
All right. That's okay.
Shelter Care Inc., I think is what it is.
We'll just make sure that people can search it. No problem at all. All right. Well, thank you so much. I love what Shelter Care does. I love this event coming up. I think it's going to be a really fun time for people. And I love that you're doing something a little bit different with that Big Dipper competition. Just as we're wrapping up, can you just share one story of how Shelter Care has impacted you and your life or impacted someone who you know even?
Well, I used to be the director of the street outreach program a few years ago, and I was just amazed at how many homeless youths were actually in the Akron area. We don't tend to think of kids being homeless, and they're homeless for a variety of reasons of why they can no longer be with their parents. But I think the one individual that really kind of hit my heart really hard when I was the director was a young man who had been adopted and on his 18th birthday was dropped off at the Haven Arrest and said, "Okay, you're on your own." And if you can imagine, the Haven Arrest is a fantastic organization, but for an 18-year-old boy, it was a little overwhelming. And so he chose not to stay there and was on the streets instead. And he would come to us every day and we would just, we'd give him clothes, we'd give him a shower, we'd, feed him, whatever he needed for that day. But eventually we got him in with Job Corps down in Cincinnati, which then, kind of taught him a trade, gave him some stability for a while, and, try to get him out of that situation. So those partnerships that Shelter Care has with the organizations that provide financial support allows us to create those resources, those connections throughout the state of Ohio to find a way to move a child from living on the streets to having a skilled trade to moving into an apartment to, being a little more self-sufficient.
Yeah, just creating opportunity for these kids. So we appreciate what you guys do, and I'm excited for the fundraiser, and I hope that you raise lots of money so that you can keep doing what you're doing. That's the important thing. So I hope that you guys will consider attending on October 3rd. Go to Shelter Care's website to get your tickets today, and make sure you stay tuned here on Good Morning Akron. We've got more great shows coming up next.